Hey folks, this is Alonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop. And I bet you some of y'all didn't know I had a book out, did you? Well, I do. N.W.A. Not Without Alonzo, available on Amazon.com, $14.95. But also, there is a comic book, limited edition comic book, Hip Hop Family Tree, featuring yours truly, Alonzo in the middle, Dr. Dre, and Yella. Limited edition, only available on my website, LonzoWilliams.com. Now, if you want both books, the Hip Hop Family Tree and N.W.A., both of them $30. Go to my website, LonzoWilliams.com. In the comments, put your name and what you want me to say. I'll autograph and make sure it gets to your house right away. Both books, $30, autograph, LonzoWilliams.com. And if you're like me, you don't have time to sit down and read like I'd like to, but I love audiobooks. That's why I put my book, N.W.A. Not Without Alonzo, on audio. That's right. But it's available only on CD Baby. Why? Because I set every track, every story to music. So as you ride down the street, listening to the stories of West Coast hip hop, you got some fresh new tracks to bob your head to. Available only on CD Baby. N.W.A. Not Without Alonzo. Check it out, folks. Give you something to ride to. Peace.
I tell athletes sometimes, young kids who are going to pros. I say, look, don't buy your mama a house. Don't buy yourself the Bentley. Buy a duplex. Put your mama on one side of the duplex. Rent the other side out. Let your mother start earning money. Let her start learning how to manage property. Then next year you buy a fourplex. Your mama manages the fourplex, or your daddy manages the fourplex. Then you have a Toyota. Who cares what it looks like? Who are you trying to fool? Then the next year you buy an eightplex, and next thing you know, you can buy the Bentley 20 years from now after you're out of the league because you actually have money.
Right.
Do you see Warren Buffett? Do you see Warren Buffett running around with Louis Vuitton?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Warren Buffett has the same house he's had for 40 years. Some little dinky little house. He doesn't buy designer clothes. So why? I don't single out LeBron because LeBron does a lot of good stuff. But any athlete, LeBron and what some of the quarterbacks for the league and stuff run around with all these, $5,000 suits on and stuff. That's ridiculous.
Right.
If you're gonna have a $5,000 suit, start your own clothing line. That's why sometimes LeVar Ball's daddy gets on my nerves, but I sure do appreciate it.
Why is that, Doc?
Because of the fact that he's not going to Nike and making Nike rich. Right. He's trying to start his own. His kids have their own shoe line, their own shoe company.
Right.
He's pushing that into business. Yeah, he does things. It grates on you a little bit, but forget all that nonsense. All that aside, the man is smart. And he's doing for his kids and not allowing other people to tell him what to do and how to do it. Okay. Sometimes I think he goes overboard. Yeah,
overboard, okay. Yes. I agree.
But how are you going to fight the man when he wants the best for his kids? When he wants his kids to be on the same team? What's wrong with that?
Right.
But that's not what they want. They don't want black folks thinking about how to own something, as opposed to Michael Jordan making Nike billions. And he's a multi-millionaire. He may be close to a billionaire, but the owner of Nike is 1,000 billionaire.
Right.
Right. We have to start thinking like that. We can't allow them to dictate to us who we are and how we should do things. This is ridiculous. It's got to stop. We can't.
Especially when we control, we determine what cool is throughout the world.
Throughout the whole world.
Whatever we say is cool, it becomes fashion statements for around the world. If we say it's cool to walk around with your drawers showing, everybody's mama gonna do it. If we say flip-flops, it's cool, everybody gonna wear them, okay?
Everybody wear them.
Everybody gonna wear them. So we can determine what is fashionable, what is in fashion, what's out of fashion. I don't know who made the Jerry curl, but one day they said the Jerry curl is no longer cool. You ain't seen it ever again, okay? But I tell you what's crazy though, Big Red, is I'm a grown ass man. I'm a senior citizen. I'm a qualified senior citizen. I remember when gangbanging first started, and for me, I can't understand how it has lasted. I remember when the Black Panthers started.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when they were met their demise. I remember when the gangbanging started, the Crips and Bloods. I grew up in Compton. So I remember when the Bloods and the Pyro Boys started off, and the whole Crip thing. But it's amazing how the Black Panthers had maybe an 8 to 9 year run, and the fans was on them the whole time. But the Crips and Bloods have been gangbanging has been allowed to flourish for over 50 years.
And there you have it. That's exactly what you said. Allowed. See, every time, and every time black people get together and start doing something, the FBI will jump right on that, and Black Lives Matter, whether it be Black Lives Matter, whether it be Panthers, they will send their spooks in there and tear the organization apart, because that's a threat. Because black people are starting to get together every time. We cannot allow us to have a Martin Luther King again. We can't do it, because what happens is, once you kill the head off of that organization, they haven't groomed anybody to come behind them.
Right.
So throughout the whole history of this country, there have been presidents who have been assassinated. Did that stop the country?
Nope.
No. Next boy comes right up into place and starts and continues right on. That's what we have to do. We cannot have a Malcolm or a Martin. We have to have 10 Malcolms. We have to have 20 Martins. We have to stop the nonsense. We have to groom each other. And that's what I do as a filmmaker. I don't want to die with this knowledge in my head.
Right.
I want to pass it on. I try and pass it on. Like when you called me and said, can you do an interview? Yes, Alonzo, yes, absolutely, I can do an interview. Because I need to pass this knowledge on somehow or another. I know this business inside out, from behind this, in front of the camera, behind the camera, and in the ivory towers. I know how they think. I know how they do things. Do I want to say, oh, I'm better than everybody else, therefore I'm gonna keep all this knowledge until, I'm not giving it to nobody. No, I want everybody and their mama to have it.
Right.
Do something with this knowledge I have gained throughout all my years. Right. I too am a bona fide senior citizen, yes. And I don't want this knowledge to go down the drain with me.
Right.
I want these kids to understand how this works. I want them to get better, because I absolutely, totally believe, and I believe this all my life. I don't be free till you be free.
Okay.
It doesn't matter to me, because I got stopped by the LAPD and the sheriff's department within the last 2 years, within 6 months of each other.
Wow.
It doesn't matter how much money you have or how much success you have. As long as this color is still the same, don't matter. You might as well be the lowliest person in the hood. You're still the same. Denzel, Sam Jackson, you all still Pookie to them. So why are we starting this nonsense and not helping each other? I can't save everybody. I have people make requests to me all the time. I just can't do it. I can't give everybody money. I don't have money. I've struggled. 6-7 years ago, I was almost homeless myself. So, and I'm not a spender. The most expensive thing I ever did was I bought a couple of used Jaguars. Okay. I don't have $1 billion house. Okay. I have the same apartment. I've lived all over LA, but I have the same apartment that I had when I first moved to LA. But 6 or 7 years ago, I went into a rough patch because I wasn't working. And it wasn't a lot of money. I'm talking about I couldn't pay my phone bill. And therefore I was short on my rent. What happened was my girlfriend, I called her up, I was sitting in the car and I just left my agent's house and I was sitting in the car and I'm thinking to myself, I can't pay my phone bill. What am I going to do? And two of my brothers have already given me money. A friend of mine bailed me out. My ex-girl She had paid me back money I had forgotten about when I was rolling a little bit better. I paid her tax bill. So she had she had given me money, but that was later on. That happened later on. But I called up my girl and said, look here, can you pay my phone bill? And without hesitation, she said yes. And she paid my phone bill without me even knowing it, without me even asking her, for 5 or 6 months afterwards. And the thing about it, the thing that freaked me out was later on when I got back on my feet, within the year, I found out how she was paying my phone bill.
How was that?
She was hocking her jewelry.
Wow.
She was taking out loans.
Wow.
When I found that out, I just went, what can you say, man? When I got back on my feet, I got her jewelry back. I paid her back.
Okay.
Every cent, and I'm and another friend of mine, James Burks, who I think you may know, James Burks.
I know. Yeah.
James, when I was down, he would come by the house. In order for me to get out the house, he would just pick me up, take me out to the club, take me to Crenshaw Live or the Cork or something.
Okay.
Pay for the night, and drive me back home because I didn't even have a car. My car had gone kaput. Okay. So I was without 6 or 7 months. I was out of the car. So who am I to look down on somebody else when I can go through the same deal? Because Hollywood doesn't respect me either. They're not paying me what I'm worth. Because no matter where I go in this world, I got mobbed in Africa. I got mobbed in Paris. People know me, but Hollywood doesn't let you know that until you experience it yourself. They don't pay you what you're worth.